All right, what is up, traders? So we're going to take a look at some assets this morning, see if we can't find a setup before the New York Open. So I turned the chat on subscribers only. This should slow it down a little bit, so this way I can keep up with questions if any are even asked, you guys. Yeah, so go ahead if you got any questions, ask them. I'm going to go ahead with the analysis though. So I am long on pound yen, euro Aussie. These are the FX pairs, and also USD JPY. Now on pound yen, I got short. Let's go to the daily chart. Up here on this last bullish candle before price rolled over, I shorted it when it tagged that daily supply zone, and I've been riding it ever since. There is a trend line coming in that you can see here that looks to be actually catching price. Last week we had a small range, and then this week you're moving higher. You took out last week's high, so the weekly order flow is bullish. All right, but as long as we close where the high is marked or lower, I will remain in the position. Taking out last week's low or last week's high doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see bullish continuation, but it could, because you have taken out last week's high. And traders are going to be looking to buy pullbacks on the asset. Yesterday we seen a little bit of yen strength start to pick up, which was what I've been looking for weeks, ever since since Colin Powell did his press conference. Basically, I was looking for a risk off to come into the markets once the markets understood that taper was inevitable. And then when we got the inflation print, 6.2%, it was the highest number in 20 years. Thought for sure we would start to see some yen strength. So that's why I got short on the pound yen. I tried to get short on Aussie yen, Aussie being a risk on currency. I was basically wanting to get short that because it'll come off in itself with risk off. And with the Aussie yen, if you take the yen pairing, when it strengthens, that'll also make Aussie yen come off. So Aussie yen was my favorite pair to get short for a possible risk off move, but unfortunately I got stopped out twice trying to short that. So I got short pound yen. That trade stuck, and that's the one I'm still in. So yesterday you can see we did get that yen strength. Now I don't know if it just goes up a little bit and gets sold back into, because in downtrends, pops in price usually gets sold into. So we'll see what happens. You can see how we set this low back on October the 15th, and we basically been trading sideways in a range till we took out the range high with this push higher. Then for the next week, boom, straight down. Liquidated everybody that got long before at October the 15th or after. Anybody that got long in any of these daily candles are now stopped out, and then boom, there you go with the move. So we're going to keep an eye on Japanese yen index to see if it continues to strengthen. If it does, obviously my pound yen short will be working just fine. I took a short on USD JPY yesterday simply because the USD was pulling back a little bit, and it was in a perfect position to look for shorts. It was a bullish market, so we don't typically do this. We don't look to short strong markets. However, with what we were seeing moving on into the week, and with what happened on yesterday's price action, looked like a pretty good trade to take. Basically got short when we traded back up into this hourly doji here. This is my entry on that hourly. Let me get it on there situated right. So yeah, I was right on the day, looking for a pullback. The place to look for is usually a bullish Heath level or supply zone if you're new to the channel. Basically, as soon as this hourly pushed up into it, that's when I executed my short position. This was my target, okay? So it was just right at about 20 pips, which is about what size or what distance in pips I need before I'll even execute a position. I do not know ever if these positions will work when I take them. That's why I use a stop loss. But yeah, it took out the target on this hourly right here. I already had a limit order setting down there to buy back 2/3 of the position. So as soon as price ticked my target, I was exited out of the trade. Excuse me. Just woke up, so brain's still a little slow this morning. So yeah, that's when I exited a trade. I moved my stop to break even, so I have essentially just 1/3 of the position size on and remaining. And then you can see here, once you got a break and a close on the hourly basis below, the reason I picked this area is because it was old resistance. Old resistance turns into basically support. All right. So we will, let me do something real quick because it says that I am not. Apologies. It says that I'm not even connected to the chat. Okay, yeah. Anyways, there we go. So yeah, big move yesterday. This is when the yen strength started to pick up, and if you go across the board and look, you will see that most everything that's trading against the yen started to see this decline at the same time yesterday. Now, the Swiss yen did not, because the Swissy and yen are both risk-off assets. So you get a lot of choppiness with this pair if indeed you do see some risk off. Now, the S&P 500 is a risk currency as well. It did not come off super hard yesterday, right? Not like the yen was. So this thing has found support and is moving higher on the day. We'll keep an eye on it, right? It's put itself into a nice little range here from this high to this low down there. You're still trading inside of it. If we go out to the daily, you'll see what I'm talking about. We did pierce yesterday's high, so you're no longer trading inside. This was your old area of resistance. Took it out with a close. This day traded down. That was a pullback. You're seeing bullish continuation. So it's not looking like risk off out there. Whatever happened with the yen yesterday was not associated with bad news or anything other than there was a lot of liquidity down there, right? So when you have a lot of liquidity and a lot of people get taken out of their trades, then that gives the bigger market participants the ability to buy down here, right? Because anybody that's down here, anybody that put their stops below there, they're trying to get long, right? So their stop losses would be what? It would be a sell order. So when price triggers those sell orders, it's basically hitting a bunch of sells, and that allows bigger market participants to buy those sells up, and then you get a bounce. So we'll keep an eye on it. Mr. Bitcoin's fallen. There's nothing else you can say. Yesterday was a very small range day, a pullback. Yesterday on the hourly, it put in nice targets down here. Wick. Generally, those are going to be targets. So basically, I just like to find the lowest one and then keep my eyes on that, as that will generally be my target if I'm looking for intraday scalps. So basically on Bitcoin today, what I'll be doing is I'll be watching to see if it finds resistance around this hourly candle, as that's your last and highest hourly candle before the fall. This fall, and then boom, now. So we'll see if 59,838 spot 20 holds as resistance. If it does hold as resistance, I will merely be targeting this wick low. All right, that's it. Nothing more. I will take off 2/3 of the position, or on KuCoin, it'll have to be 75% of the position and leave the rest on and see if it wants to keep going lower. But it's not looking good. It's range bound, and it's for just a day. Yesterday and today we're seeing a little bit of continuation. I suspected that Bitcoin would actually hold here, because you have daily support right there at 58, 455, 47. So let's get rid of this wick. And also, if we throw on our moving averages, you can see the 50 exponential moving averages right there as well. So you have two areas of confluence. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any trend confluence here. Let me see real quick. Just bear with me. Yeah, there is Trendline Confluence also. So, yeah, Bitcoin got a bounce. Let's see if that can hold as support. All right, so you got the 50, you got a trend line there, and all kinds of goodies. So we'll see what happens, but this does mark daily support. If we take out this low and then find resistance, I will be looking for shorts. People are looking for a third drive to the top, like I said before, as this would fulfill the 3-drive topping formation. But markets generally don't work that perfectly. So to be honest, you might not even get that third drive, and you might. And I mean, it's a flip of the coin, guys. Nobody knows what price is going to do. This is why I choose to keep my edge in the intraday price action, because it's a lot easier for me to dictate my positions, or if I'm just going to buy an asset, I just hold it. So, and I am long Bitcoin. For any new subscribers on a HODL account, I use KuCoin's inverse swap contract to trade Bitcoin. And that just started recently, like 2 months ago. So we're going to keep an eye on it, but it doesn't look good. Support, once again, is $58,455.47. Multiple areas down there. You got the 50 and this ascending trend line. Now, this ascending trend line comes from this pitchfork, but this pitchfork, if you notice, it has been doing pretty decent with keeping price inside of it, right? So here you had this area was keeping price down. There was a test, multiple tests, until you got the breakout. Once you got a breakout, you retested that trend line, got some more bullish price action. The top edge of the pitchfork held the close of this bullish candle. Next day, you traded back down. So you can see, that it is doing pretty good of keeping price inside of it. So it's a good little bounce right here for a day or two is probably good. I don't know if you're going to see any exhaustion today, any range exhaustion, simply because the DXY is red on the day. Bitcoin is trading against the dollar. So Bitcoin, in order for Bitcoin to go up, if the dollar is going up, Bitcoin has to be stronger than the dollar. If the dollar is going down and Bitcoin is also going down, it generally isn't good, right? That means Bitcoin is weak. So weak, in fact, that's weaker than the dollar. The dollar's red today. It's very early, so this could just be a pullback. We'll see, but Bitcoin is also red. So we'll see what happens. I am looking for this support to hold for at least another day or so. Probably, there's no telling what it's going to do. That would be my bearish target if I took an intraday trade today, though, right? So we'll see what happens. It's not looking good. I don't like this because Bitcoin, usually when it breaks out of all-time highs, or when it's in its bullish phase and it breaks out of all-time highs, this thing runs. We broke out of all-time highs twice. Excuse me. We broke out here. This was a take. We took out the old all-time high and rejected on a weekly closing basis on the first attempt. Here's our second attempt. Now, this attempt we closed bullish, but we're getting bearish continuation this week. And this week is also going to be the 2-week close. We do keep an eye on the 2-week candles over here. 3 days and 14 hours left on this close. A close below this 2-week candle's low would not look good. So here, 57, 653, 88. If this 2-week candle closes below that, then you're probably going to see Bitcoin push all the way back down to this untested resistance. Old untested resistance here on this breakout. We went back in the chart in the smaller days, and you can see that there is no retest of this $48,802 level. What I'm saying is when Bitcoin broke out above it, it never came back in for a retest and then got bullish continuation. It was super strong. It just broke out and kept going. So, this candle's open will also act as support. So it's not just going to fly down there, right? There's nothing that says that it has to, but it is your last major 2-week resistance that was broken out of. So we're going to keep an eye on those areas for now. We want Bitcoin to hold support somewhere and start moving higher. If it's going to hit those, $100,000, $150,000 targets, Bitcoin's got to find support. I don't like the fact that it's pulling back after breaking out of an all-time high twice. It starts to look like exhaustion to me. Like it's just, there's not enough buyers above 68,000 to keep Bitcoin sailing. This is the 3-day chart. You still got support there. Let's see if that daily and 3-day support, it is the same. So daily support, 3-day support, Confluence. It's a big level. We definitely don't want to see a daily close below that. All right, Euro USD is getting crushed because the dollar is mad. The XY is absolutely mad. It is broken out. Hit our bullish targets. We had bullish targets at this wick high here. Boom. So once you broke out, you can see that's what I wanted Bitcoin to do. It's going to be hard for Bitcoin to break out and keep rolling as the DXY is absolutely just ripping faces off. People want to short the dollar, but we've had a bullish bias on it ever since these lows down here. You are into an old weekly support. I'll pull that up real quick. So you can see here on this bearish candle's close, that was the weekly support. Held it while price was above it there. Came into it, broke down. This week confirmed it, and then boom. Never been back. Price never been back. So here we are coming into it the first time. Basically told all the guys yesterday that, or Monday, that if it does get up there, I expect a small pullback because of that support, that old support level. This will be the first time that price is going back into it. So generally, the first time price moves into an old big level like that, on the first attempt, you'll see generally a pullback. It doesn't always happen, guys. When I say these things, it's in generalities. Everything works in trading, just not all the time. So there you go. We're testing it now, and we are pulling back slightly. But it's nothing major, just slightly. Yesterday, put in a new high, closed bearish. Today, you're seeing a little bit of bearish continuation. Let's go get some intraday levels. Here we go. First level will be this bearish candle here at 95,467. This will be your 8-hour demand zone. If price were to get down there, that might be a good spot to look for possible bullish entries. You got to wait and let price show you that that area is actually holding as support. Last time we got a bullish pop, you didn't really have much of a pullback. So, and then your bullish continuation. So we'll see if that trend continues. There was a pitchfork on this as well. I don't remember where I had it from though. Or it's where it went either. So maybe it's on a different chart. Let's see here. Let's load up a new chart. Oh, no, this is the main chart. So yeah, I don't know what happened to my DXY pitchfork. Just give me 1 second. There it is. All right, here we go. So you can see this pitchfork here. I took basically from this low of April the 13th, tacked it to the high of August the 20th, and to the low of September the 3rd. And this pitchfork has done a fine job at holding price. You can see here on the attempt to break down and get below it, it did not. It closed right at it, and then the very next day, bullish continuation. Boom. Big nice pull up, consolidation of several days, breaking out of this stuff here. This of price was very tricky to trade, guys. We were stumped. I'm not even gonna lie. When this stuff starts to trade like this, it gets a little bit difficult. Once we put in the bullish candle, we were looking for bullish continuation, but we kept getting lower closes on these 3 days here. So it wasn't looking good. And then boom. And then this is where you get your actual move because so many people were stuck. I'm assuming people were trying to short this based on that daily ETH level there, area of supply. So you can see here, looked like a pretty good spot to short, especially once you traded well above it, especially since you took out this high with this candle, and then boom, you got bearish continuation. So I'm sure on pullbacks, people were looking to get short. This big bullish candle shows you that a lot of people were stuck. So this is why you're seeing bullish continuation. It's a short squeeze, all right? And short squeezes can last for days. Days and days. Just depends on how many people were actually short here. That will determine how much squeeze is left in this juice or in this lemon. All right. So you can see how the pitchfork also encompasses the top of this price action as well, right? Did trade above it a little bit yesterday, but you're right back in it. So you could watch this lower line here for possible support. Let's see if that puts it in pretty close with the 8-hour level. Looks like it's going to be just below it. So we'll keep an eye on it. I was looking for a pullback, especially on the euro, because it has absolutely been mauled to death. This thing has been destroyed. I was short this asset from up in here, and I really got upset because I closed that position, and I can't remember why, but it would be nice to be setting in it still. I actually got short on this pop, or over here, I think it was the same, around about the same time that I got short pound yen. I also got short euro USD, but can't cry over spilt milk. I'm not in the position, but you can see just how stretched out it is. I mean, we were making new yearly low after new yearly low for like all week. Boom, boom, boom. Just new low, new low, new low. So we're finally getting a pullback. I don't like that. So let me see why I have that there. Okay, I see what's going on. So it's old weekly res again. Old weekly resistance here. There's your weekly close. Wick, 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 wick. And then boom, straight up. Once you got out of there, never came back for a retest as well. So this is the first time price has been back down there since that was made. And that was made in, what is it, May 2020? So over a year, well over a year. We're at fresh yearly lows on this. So looking for a slight pullback, nothing major. Anything up to 1.15606 will be looked at as a selling opportunity. And this is a weekly chart, so this isn't going to happen anytime soon. And to be honest with you, it can just keep falling. I'm sure people were looking for pullbacks during all of this nonsense here. So, well, to be fair, when this was happening, it was a very slow trading market. On your weekly, you're hitting oversold regions on your weekly. Okay, so that's important. And you're also hitting overbought on the DXY on the weekly. Right there. Boom. So just chill out for looking for DXY longs right now. I am still bullish on it. I still have a bullish bias, but you're definitely wanting to chill on looking for new longs. Give that oscillator a chance to pull back a little bit. So though that should help Bitcoin, right? It should help Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's going to continue up, now's a good time for it to do so with the DXY hitting weekly overbought regions, as well as an old weekly support, or old support, which is now resistance. So yeah, looking for Bitcoin to pull back. And I will be watching that daily level there for potential shorts. The short was on the 8-hour last week here. Let's get rid of the pitchfork. The short was here. There's your 8-hour Heath level, also known as supply. Right there is a test of it. Rejection. Massive rejection off of that. So we don't want to see that thing keep going down. If we do, we are under the 21, so I will look for shorts. So intraday shorts. Here is the pound dollar. Seeing a pullback on it. A little bit of strength. Is there any major levels that we should be aware of? That weekly was one, but it's gone. It's blasted right through it. So we'll see this here. Right there is the level 1 spot, 34378. And yeah, let's see what happens with it. It seems to be holding as support currently. You did get a close below it, but now this week you're seeing that pullback. Daily demand or supply is here. That's what's causing price to stall right now. Probably be looking for bullish entries on the pound. I called out the pound long yesterday morning, and that trade worked out, right? This thing's been trading sideways since, though. I didn't take the trade. It didn't give me an entry. I was basically just saying that if it does present an opportunity to get long, we'll be looking for longs. It did not present that opportunity. This was the last chance you had to get long on it yesterday morning, or this one. But you can see that that happened at 6 o'clock. The only time I get up before 6 o'clock is on Tuesdays and Thursdays for this live stream. I do not get up that early any other time. I try to get up around 7-ish, or to be up by then. But that was your last chance to get long at 6 o'clock. Went up straight into that level and has been trading sideways with a breakout. Now you're testing that. So I don't know if I do want to look for longs on this. This looks more like it's probably looking to roll over. So we'll keep an eye on hourly support right here. There's hourly support, 1.34853. Intraday support. I guess if you can't close hourlies below that, there might be an opportunity to get long. However, I think that you're going to see 1.34 now that I look at it. Probably looks like it's going to come down. This would be the next area for possible support on the pound dollar here. I don't think you're going to get down there by 10 o'clock in the morning, but it's possible. Anything is possible in these markets. Anything. Let's go look at Mana real quick, because Mana was having some big strong moves and then it stalled out. Big move here, stalled out at support, seen a little bit of bullishness, and then ever since, man, this thing has kept a very tight range as far as support is concerned. There is your daily support, and you're seeing bullish continuation today. Bullish targets would be this wick high, but I wouldn't be looking to take that position now as you are trading at almost high of day. I like to find pullbacks, maybe look at the daily open, see if that area holds as support, because that is also this bullish candle's close might be resistance. I thought that this candle was going to be pretty close as well, but it's not. So it's a legit bullish breakout. You're coming into bullish or support. Damn it, I can't even speak this morning. Coming into resistance here. Last daily close, highest daily close. That's the all-time high candle as well for Mana. Looks like it's trying to break out again. Shorts are getting slaughtered every time they try to short this thing. Boom. So don't try to short it yet, guys. If you're looking to short cryptos because you think Bitcoin's about to fall, you gotta wait. You must wait. You gotta let these things chill out and at least present downtrends on a daily. So basically what that means, so you can see you're overbought. Yes, there is bearish divergence a little bit, but I don't really care about divergence that often. What I mean is you need, this low needs to be taken out. So as long as you do not take out this swing high here, then this low gets taken out, then you will have a high, low, lower high, lower low. Then on pullbacks you can look for shorts. It doesn't mean it'll work out either, right? But that's what I want to see first. I want the dailies trend to change on a lot of them. On a lot of them, it pretty much has. Look at Algo is up 20% today. Holy smoke. I didn't even see that. That's a liquidation. The liquidator is back. Guess who's back? The liquidator. Smoked everybody. Looking very, 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 very weak for the last few days. Found support and see you later. That one is lower there. So there's your support check. Boom. Today up 20%. That doesn't seem right. It says it's up 20% now, and it's already had a 75% pullback on the daily range. That is insane. What happened? What made Algo go crazy? Well below the 618. That's not of the daily range though. That's of that low. You're still well below it on the daily range as well. Just give me a second. Let's see how this... I'm going to keep an eye on Algo because it's moving. Cancel. I'm just looking for any kind of supply zones. There's one and it's all the way down to the 15-minute. Not looking to short it, but I will watch to see how that area reacts. How price reacts. If it does get back up there, something's going on with this. That's insane. Don't know what it is. Bear with me one moment. Just bear with me one moment. All right. So we're going to keep Algo on watch for today just because it's had a massive move. Let's go check out our KuCoin playlist. See if anything else has got a 20% move today. Nothing Elrond is up 4%. Let's go look at it. Elrond is, let's get on the daily, not the 12-hour, the daily. Looking pretty good today. Yesterday, big deep stab down into old support. We were looking at this for potential resistance when we were trading under it. You can see that it did not act as resistance. So this is why I try to preach to you guys, do not just blindly short or go long at these levels. Yes, they will work more times than any other strategies on YouTube. However, there is a good chance that it doesn't, it doesn't always work. A really good chance of that. So you got to let price show you if it's going to act as such. If we go into the hourly real quick as just a teaching lesson, this is that level here. So that was your first check of it, but it didn't show rejection. This kind of did show rejection, so this would have caught a lot of people off guard, right? People would have looked to get short on a retest of it, and they would have gotten stopped out. So this was just a trap. That's all that was, just a trap to show rejection at the level. That's all it was. Man, the markets they're slick like that. So yeah, I get stopped out too, guys. All right, here we are though on the daily. Big strong move, and you're seeing bullish continuation. You're into daily resistance. All right, so I can't see the chat. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know what's going on. So my guys are telling me that there are comments in the chat. What is going on? Let me try to reload the chat. There it is. There it is. All right, guys. I'm so sorry. There was no chats on my screen. No, at all. My comment was the last comment. So apologies. I got a new one popped out. There we go. Nice. Okay. Sorry for that. Here we go. All right. Let me just finish this up and then I'll answer your questions. Thanks a lot, Jay Bradley. Jay Bradley's the man that's helped me out here, and Alex is on it also. Thank you so much, guys. All right, here we go. Resistance right here on that. That's going to be your highest daily close. That should act as resistance. You're seeing you did get an hourly close below it. I would not look to go short here, even though everything looks red over here. It's just that's a lot of bullish momentum, right? And if it's very bullish, if it has a lot of bullish momentum on the day, we don't necessarily want to try to step in front of that, because that amounts to basically standing on a train track when the train is coming. It's not gonna stop, right? Not gonna stop. So yeah, don't try to short it there. If you start to see rejection on it, then maybe, but everything is structured in bullish trends. Everything. Even Bitcoin is still structured in a bullish trend. So just be careful trying to short these. I know a lot of people are, though. It's all over crypto Twitter. People are trying to get short because they think the bear market is here. We got to see confirmation of a bear market before we can say that the bear market's here. All right, let's answer some of these questions. Sorry. Good morning, good mornings. All the good mornings. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. Good morning, Heath. Check Bitcoin on 12-day chart gives most clarity. Bitcoin on a 12-day chart. Let's go look at it. I don't think I've ever looked at Bitcoin. Oh, wait. What am I doing? Let me just pull it up over here. It was a long night last night. I'll just say that. Here we go. 12-day. That's odd. 12-day chart. Why the 12-day chart? But let's check it out. There's support. Nice. That's the same support that we're looking at on the daily. 59.9 or 58, 455, 47. So it's the same daily and 3-day support. Seems to be holding this 12-day candle. See, it kind of resembles the 2-week chart a little bit. On my 2-week chart, this is the level though. I'm kind of curious as to why you're looking at the 12-day. That's just a random, almost as random as, like, say, a 13-day chart or a 15-day chart. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. But let's go back to it. You said it gives the most clarity. It does look like it is at support. You did take out your last 12-day candles high, so you're working on trying to put in a bearish engulfing on the 12-day. On the 12-day. There's not a bearish engulfing on the weekly because you had this high here on last week's candle. But on the 2-week as well, trying to put in that bearish engulfing or outside day, or in this case, outside 2-week candle. It's not looking great. It's not what we want to see, right? We want to see. Okay, so let me basically, on this time here, when we took out the old all-time high on this push, seeing a pullback here is okay and almost expected, right? Because there's a lot of liquidity setting above old all-time highs. Always. Always, always. So on the first attempt to get over it, okay, fine. Pullback, okay. I can get on along with that, right? I can get on board with that. But then the second attempt, and then you took out this high as well. So your new all-time high, second attempt, you even closed above it on the daily. Fantastic, right? That's bullish price action. So on this day here, this small red day, I was like, this is exactly what I want to see. So I was expecting this day to be bullish. Continuation, right? Breakout, close above, all-time high, small red day for a pullback, and then boom, like this, right? Push, red day, continuation. Or this one, push, red day, continuation. So I was looking for that. Push, red day, continuation. And it was exactly opposite. And the selling is perfect. Like it set up a perfect setup for shorting. And we even brought it up. I brought it up on Sunday's live stream. On Sunday's live stream, to be fair, is the members only live stream, but that's what we said. This level here, we don't want to see Bitcoin reject from that level. I can't get it exactly perfect, but we don't want to see that. We want to see it get up to it, maybe reject a little bit, but then close in it, as that would be more bullish and suggesting that this was just a pullback. Then you get out there, boom, absolutely perfect short from there to there. Couldn't have done it any better. Absolutely flawless. Next area of support is just barely under us on the 8-hour. See where it is on the daily. Yeah, I mean, it's that doji there. So, I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't like this. This does not look good. Does not look good. Sup, folks, says Felipe. Sorry. Do you know you that target price now, ATR, and that gives you the minimum time needed to hit the target? Okay, so it sounds like Danny's onto something, but I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. If we follow this formula, we get 236418 spot 64 60351 blah 63 days from now. So are you saying that price is going to be lower 63 days from now or higher? I'm not quite understanding what you're saying. And as far as ATR, I have the ATR. Let's do this, and let's do this. Here's the ATR. The green one is the ATR. Average true range for new guys out there. ATR stands for average true range, and it's basically the size of your daily candles or whatever chart you're looking at. So I'm looking at the 2-week chart. This basically means that the candles ranges were getting bigger up into the time that it pulled back. Then your average true range has basically been the same. A little push up. But yeah, I keep an eye on ATR for sure. It looks like there's a super chat. Good morning, Heath and all. Alpha Hoff. What's up, Keith? Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. You didn't even ask a question. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Can you please have a look at silver? Okay, hang on. Where was I just now? There we are. Hey, all, do you think the weekly daily BTC chart is more helpful right now or another? Yeah, I'd suggest using the weekly. The dailies are going to be a little bit difficult. You can see here that this is old weekly support. So, there's 3 days left on the weekly close. The weekly close isn't until Sunday night. Basically, if you're closing above this, you're still in good shape, right? But if you're closing below that, then it does indicate that we could see lower prices on Bitcoin. Next area that I would watch would be this weekly's open, because there is no bearish candle in there. And weeklies can offer, your weekly open and close can often act as support and resistance, as well as the high and lows, guys. See, the highs and lows of your higher time frame charts can absolutely act as support or resistance and can be looked at to potentially take trades from. It's just not the way I do it, right? The only two data points, in my opinion, that I care about for looking for entries are the opens and closes, no matter what time frame. Like if I'm looking for an entry on an intraday chart, I'm looking for a retest of an hourly support or resistance, which means it's going to be another hourly candle's open or close. That's where I'm going to look for my entries. And I'm generally targeting wicks as, the low of day. That's generally my target if I'm looking for intraday shorts. High of day is generally my target if I'm looking for intraday longs. So on wicks, I'm basically just usually looking for those to be targets eventually, more so than acting as support or resistance. But it can, absolutely. If you throw this line right here on this weekly wick, you look at this right here, right? That's a perfect test. Almost absolutely perfect. Boom. And that's an old swing low. Then price traded up and then broke down. And this is the first time that price came back to it. Right? So sometimes wicks will act as support or resistance, but I don't trade off of them. All right? I'm only looking for entries. But that wick right there, even though it's a wick on a weekly and it was a perfect test, it might be a daily close or daily open, right? On a smaller time frame. That's price is fractal. Hey, okay, yeah, just answered that. Good morning. Nothing to worry about, just a little retracement in my opinion. Hey, I hope you're right, Minecraft 2442. I absolutely hope you're right. I want to see a V-shaped recovery in a parabolic. Might not get what I want. Right? When do we ever get what we want? But something like this, a V-shaped parabolic recovery, that's what you want to see here. Yeah, I agree. I want to see this thing find support too. So what we can do, if you want to be conservative, is you can throw a trend line from this swing low and tack it to this low here. You can see that pretty much encompasses all of price. There are no wicks or stabs through it. So if and when or if Bitcoin comes there, that would be a potential spot to look for longs. Correct? Right. If you blast down through it, then hey, we was wrong. But yeah, a pullback is okay. I just hate that it's coming after it just made a new all-time high. Really, really hate that. Everything works in trading, just not all the time. Absolutely. I say it all the time, JJ, because it's the truth. Everything. I don't care. Every single YouTuber out there has a strategy and it works, just not all the time, right? Even my stuff doesn't work all the time. Good morning, Heath. Good morning, Keith. It works 60% of the 100% of the time. It works a lot. I'm 2 for 2 on FX trades this week, guys. And I've called out 3. As far as my call outs are 100%. All 3 of them have went in the right direction. I would have been 3 for 3 in the FX market, but pound dollar did not give me an entry. If it would have gave me an entry, I would have taken that trade. I'd be 3 for 3. So, I mean, once you get a good idea, an understanding of the strategy, you're going to be able to see the markets a lot better. A lot better. And you're going to be able to make better decisions on where you're taking your trades, as that is key. It's crucial that you're only taking high probable entries and you're taking stops. You're not revenge trading and all that other garbage. You can make this strategy is very successful. And you don't need indicators. You don't need anything. All you need is candles and horizontal levels. That was weird. I'm glad you kept the music. Well, so I'm going to leave it up, the poll up, to see what happens in about 3 or 4 days. But yeah, as of right now, there's overwhelmingly the majority wants me to keep the music. So if the people don't want to watch my videos because of the music, then that's fine, right? Because there is so much good information on this channel. It can really change your life if you apply it. Euro USD has been good to me. Yes, took way more patience than expected. Yeah, it did. I was short Euro USD. I got short Euro USD about the same time that I took my pound yen short, right? So it would have been what? Probably October the 18th. So just 4 weeks ago. So right in here is where I was short. But for some reason, I closed the trade out. Oh, I remember why now. I had a trend line coming in here. And I was figuring that was probably going to hold as support. It was a weird one too. I don't know if I'll be able to get it again or not, but it was something like this. Something like that. It was basically, I was looking at it. It was not this trend line. I just don't have time to mess with it. But it was doing pretty good to hold these levels inside of it. There were wicks above it, but as far as closes, they were all inside of it. And it was like just perfectly holding all this stuff too. So when price got down into that, I was assuming there was going to be a bounce. So I exited the position, and that was the wrong move. You can see how that daily candle was a small range daily. You stretch it out. You can see how it was a very small range day, right? But if I'd have just held on for one more day, there's the breakdown. But I didn't. I closed the position for whatever reason. But I'm still short pound yen. Oh yeah, also I have a short running on Euro Aussie. I don't know if I talked about that one, but that trade I took last week. Got shorted on it in here. So it's popping up too, which isn't good. I'd like to see this be a pullback only, and I want to see this start to go lower. If we get above today's high, I'll probably exit that position. So I'll probably move a trailing stop right down to this candle's high on Euro Aussie. I've already taken profits on the trade. When we put in the range expansion to the downside, I took the profits off at the low of day. Took my profit, 2/3 of the position off. So what I have writing on here right now is just a 1/3 of a position. So I'll move my trailing down to that daily high, depending on, if this daily high stays the high or not. It does look like it's probably going to look lower for today. Yeah, this looks like a short to me all day. So just keep an eye out. There's daily open at 1.55768, and you have hourly res right there. Boom. So as long as this line right there, 1.55710, acts as resistance and holds price, this might be a decent short. Low of day is going to be your target right there. Boop. Now, what I got, not on this trade, but on New Zealand Swiss franc the other day, I actually called that short out in the live stream. Tuesday's live stream. I can't remember exactly where it is though. But anyways, I said like basically what I just said on Euro Aussie. If you get an hourly close above the level, then don't just be safe on the safe side. Don't take the trade. It ended up being a trap. You got one hourly close above the level, and then the next hourly completely engulfed that hourly to the downside. So it was a trap. So if you're getting into the point to where you're like, damn it, I didn't take that trade because he said to wait. If you get a close above that level, don't take the trade. And that's the smart way to do it, the safest way, right? You're not looking to take entries if you get an hourly close above a specific resistance on the intraday chart. But sometimes you will get that hourly close above that level, and then the very next hourly will be a trap, right? You'll see it completely get engulfed. So generally what you can do in a situation like that is you can take the entry once price gets back below your level. So if this hourly closes above, like up in here or something, then the next hourly you watch it, and if price starts to get back below that level, you can take the entry there and put your stop above that trap candle's high. And if price goes back up and stops you out, then you're just wrong on market direction. And that will happen sometimes, right? Because markets are 100% random. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Some piece of news can come in and change this entire day's structure. Right now, here's your daily high, there's your daily low. You're trading underneath the daily open, so you're red on the day. So, yeah, people are going to be looking for shorts. A piece of news can come out and we can be trading up here and totally wipe out everybody that took trades on this asset on this day. Right here. Euro, yeah, okay. TMBR. I don't know what TMBR is. I gotta move it along. I'm running out of time. Damn it. Timber from, okay. Is this a penny stock? It's trading at 52 cents pre-market up here. So it's gapping up. This is yesterday's close, and then from here you're gapping up. So anybody that got short here and here, they're stuck, right? Anybody that got short on November the 16th on this asset or on November the 17th, they are now stuck because price is trading above both those candles is high. So what you're going to look for is a pop in price. All these people that are stuck, they're going to be closing their positions as soon as the market opens or as soon as they're allowed to trade, because some brokers will allow you to trade pre-market. So that will fuel into buying, and also it being a penny stock, Momo stock is what you generally classify these things. People literally buy them to catch the momentum, right? It's a very dangerous way to trade. Very dangerous because these things can move in percentages in seconds. Like it can be plus or minus 10% in 1 second, which is very dangerous. Very dangerous. It's hard to mitigate risk when something's moving that fast, because you would have to buy 5,000 shares of this to make any decent money on the day, and you would need at least a 10-cent move. So yeah, that's a big move for this asset. Just be careful. It looks like it's already getting pounded back down. So it did get a pop. Not much volume in it at all, even during normal trading hours. Just be careful. Just be careful with it. It might bounce though, because it is trading above yesterday and the day before yesterday's highs. Did you check IOTEX? I don't know the ticker for that. IOTEX. I guess that is the ticker. Let's get off the 5 minute. It's bullish, very bullish. I don't know if this is all-time highs or not. Let's see Binance. Binance should probably have the most data. It appears to be all-time highs. So yeah, I mean it's coming into support. Let's go back to KuCoin. It's coming into daily support. You're actually trading below it, but the close is what counts, right? It's the close that matters. You are currently trading below it. So if you close below 19 cents, you're probably going to trade to 13 cents. Let's see if we got anything. Well, you got a swing low at 15 cents. So if you do get that daily close below support, people are going to look to take a short, and they're going to be targeting this swing low, 15 cents. But if it closes above that resistance, or support, apologies, if it closes above, then the next day you'll be watching to see if it does the same thing again, because that could indicate that you're getting ready to see a turn in the price. Sometimes a support check can take 2 or 3 days before it actually finds support. Sometimes it only takes 1 day to find support, right? So just keep an eye on it next couple of days. See if it's still closing above 19 cents. If it is, I think you got a nice position up to resistance at 23 cents. I would look for possible entries up to 23 cents as my target, right? If this closes above 19. Potentially, what I mean is you can look to potentially start a new range. Because you have this range expansion to the downside, that sets in your support. You have a bounce, traded almost up to the open of this bearish candle, and then you rolled over. So it does look like the order flow is trying to be bearish for now, but this day where it closes will be crucial for the next couple days. Because if it does close above, you can look for this as your next target for a bullish entries. At that point, you take off profits, move your stop. That way, if it does continue, you're situated pretty close to a really good spot. And last time you had a bullish impulse like this, it took almost a week and a half before you found support. So there was your last chance to ask the support. Here, this would have been support. So let's look at it like that. This day would have been support. So you'd have been looking for this next day to hold support, but you did not get it, right? So this, you would have been like, well, crap, we're probably heading lower. Then the very next day, you tested probably an hour Heath level in here somewhere, and then you got bullish reaction, and then a pullback. So once this happened, once you took out this candle's high and closed above it, I would have been inside of this day's inside price action, like on an hourly chart, looking for bullish entries, because this confirms the reversal, right? And at that point, you're looking for pullbacks inside of the hourly. Let's see if it gave us any. Did not. I mean, you'd had to have been right on top of it. So this is when you got back above it. This was your only chance for entry. And that occurred at 1800 hours, which was an hour before the close. So that would have been your only chance for entry. Unless you just blindly bought it. I like to buy bullish entries on pullbacks, as it gives me tighter stop losses. And then someone asked for silver. Let me go look at that real quick. Let's look at XAG. Let's go to the daily. Silver's been looking good. So is gold, because of that inflation scare. Well, it's not a scare. I mean, it's here. 6.2% inflation. Highest number in 20 years. It's only natural that you're going to see a pop out of gold and silver. And this is the thing. They're bullish when the dollar is bullish. So that shows you just how strong these things are right now. They're going up when the dollar's going up. So that means a lot of people are jumping back into silver and gold as the inflation scares are real. Here was your support. You can see here, this would have been the chance to enter on a long position. But you would have had to do that intraday as well, as that candle did not even liquidate the lows here. So it would have been a decent entry. Even on this candle, you even came back in and tested old resistance. Old resistance being this bullish close. So once you broke out above it, you tested this price for 3 days. That still would have been a decent entry on either one of those tests. Boom, boom, boom. Up. Right? So that's, yeah. For now, you're at a new area of support, which is going to be here. So you're going to watch for that for potential entries. And also, that's this wick. See that? That wick just happens to be support. So sometimes wicks can act as support or resistance. But now that you did get a daily close there at $24.83, you're absolutely going to be looking for that area to hold as support. So today, even though it's red on the day, it can literally trade all the way down to there, and that's where you're going to get happy. That's where you're going to be like, okay, now that we're down to $24.83, I can potentially look for an entry. Doesn't mean you blindly buy it when it gets there. It means you wait to make sure that it's going to be a bullish reaction at that price. If you get an hourly close below this swing low, your very next hourly candle needs to be a bullish engulfing and get you right back up there. If it doesn't, then you're going to have to wait because you are breaking down. You are not looking for bullish entries on an asset that's breaking down. But this would be the very first spot that I would start looking for bullish entries. You are red on the day, so I would not be looking for bullish entries today. There is hourly support or intraday support here at $24.92. You've had 2 tests of it, but chances are that's going to break. I would watch this level for today. So at the close this evening, when it closes, you want to see it closed above $24.83. If you're closing below on the daily close, then you're not looking for bullish entries. And let's scroll on down because I know I'm running out of time. Agree with that. Looks like it wants to roll over. Dot, please. D-O-T. Let's go look at it. And if you guys are new... Oh, someone else put in a super chat. I didn't even see it. Where's it at? Where is it at? K4 Liberty. Irish poverty. Oh, Irish proverb. Oh, Lord, grant that we may always be right. For thou knowest that we will never change our mind. Yeah, we can be stubborn. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend, and apologies for not seeing it quicker. Thank you so much, and that is funny. All right, so what was we looking at? It was DOT, I think. D-O-T, USD. Mr. Dot, Polka Dot. Man, we were looking for Polka Dot to get strong. Everybody was hyping it up for that auction, and yeah. So you're testing support. Daily support is here. I don't know. Is it that one? No, this one. That is currently support. That's $40.42. So if you run around it up, you can say 42.43. You want to see a daily close above that. Today is young. All right, today is very young. You haven't even hit the New York Open yet, so more volume will be coming in on this asset. If you're looking for shorts, I wouldn't suggest it because you're at support. Right? But I mean, if price does get back up to 42.84, as long as it rejects there, then you could potentially look for shorts. But being how it's almost the New York Open now and price is already down there, I would not do anything with this. I would make sure that, or just wait to see what it does. You did get a daily close above it for 2 days straight. You tested well below it and closed above it. Same thing on this day, but on this day it was bullish. So if this is reversing, if this is the makings of the beginning of a new bullish reversal, today's close will be vital. Now, if you're a swing trader, it'll be almost impossible. Let's see if we can get intraday. All right, so here you are on the intraday chart. You've already taken out this candle's high. So watch this hourly candle. If you get a close below it, then chill on your longs, at least down to 40 cents or $40 even, which is going to be this hourly Heath level there, as that area might potentially be a spot. But this doesn't look good. This looked good. This doesn't. It could still be a pullback, right? Looks like you're about 50% the retracement from this initial bullish move. So there you go. You're right around the 618. So if it's going to continue, it needs to do so from here. It definitely needs a couple more hours before I would look to enter it. But this can be basically your line in the sand. If this candle refuses to close below the close of this bearish candle, then yeah, I would want to see a new close on a higher basis. Then I would look for bullish entries. Maybe just a small wick down, throw your stop underneath that. But that's only if this close remains the lowest close. And we know this is our daily support. So basically, I would not be taking this entry just yet. Needs a second or two. And I know I didn't reach the rest of your guys' questions, and I apologize for that. But I have to go ahead and kick rocks. I got to look for some positions for today and get situated. I'm just doing a quick, just giving it a quick scroll. Alright guys, please have a look at Solana. Yeah, I'll look at Solana and that'll be the end. That'll be the last one. SOL USD. Let's look at it on Coinbase. Let's see what it's been doing. I know this asset has been absolutely kicking everything's tail. It's been bearish. It's been bearish. It may be finding support though. This is definitely a potential spot. You can see how this candle dojied down into support, and you did get a bullish bounce, right? But today you've taken out yesterday's high and yesterday's low. So this is probably going to see continuation, and the next area of support would be $200.47. This is where I'd be looking for my next potential area of support if this falls. With this high taken out and this low taken out, see that? You're a bearish outside day candle or an engulfing candle today. And you're trading right now beneath yesterday's low. So we'll see, but I think you're probably going to see this thing kick on down to $200 right here. This will be my next area for potential support. Would I buy it there? No, I would want to see price show me that it's going to respect that area of support. And today it could also close above this one today. Today's close will be important. If we get a close below that, then I'll be waiting on this one. If you close above this, that'll be 2 attempts to get below it, and you may start to see some buying start to come back into the market, because that'll be a little bit more confirmation, right? People are waiting to see how today plays out. So tomorrow might be the day to buy this, or the next day. But right now it's coming off, and you don't want to step in front of that train or buy a falling knife, right? So just kind of give it a chance to hold that support. Those are my 2 areas that I would potentially wait. Now this area is the close. That's actually going to be support. This is just going to be a demand zone where price could potentially find support, but the actual close is support. And then your next one is this swing low here. So you have 4 lines right there. At any time, one of those could hold as support, right? Here, I'll just go ahead and put them up, and then I'll close it out. Those 2 are so close, though. That's why I didn't even put it up there. But something like that. These are going to be your potential support areas. And I would almost guarantee you get a bounce if it gets down to there. Right? I would almost guarantee you get a bounce from there. That's going to be the big support. The big one. And we kind of don't want to see Solana get back down there either if you're remaining bullish on this asset. Because at that point, you will have broken your daily uptrend. Well, you've already broken it. So, yeah, I guess you could go from here. Let's see what that looks like. Well, if you skip that one wick, but I don't skip wicks, yeah, this is going to be support potentially. I'd give it a couple more days before I'd look for bullish entries. All right, with that being said, guys, if you are new, welcome. I should always say that at the beginning of this chat, of the stream. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down in the comment section after YouTube gets done processing this video, as I answer every question, or try to. With that being said, make sure you guys trade safe, trade smart, and as always, happy trading, everybody.